Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. Can you see and hear me okay? If you can see and hear me okay, can you just write in the chat? Just write in the chat that I can see and hear you. You can say yes or no. Okay, awesome. So you can see and hear me. Thank you. Hi and welcome. My name is Tutor Nicole, and today we are learning about clipping and blending. But before we begin, I would like to know where you are calling in from. So go ahead and write in the chat what country you are from. I'm from the United States. Where are you from? So we are calling from the Philippines, Bangladesh, Turkey. Hi, Jordan, Sweden, Japan, Italy. Hi, Philippines. Hi, Chile, Pakistan. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hello from Germany, India, Belize, Zimbabwe, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Syria, South Africa, India. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Wow, we have people calling from all over today. This makes me so happy. We have people from the Dominican Republic, Nepal, Colombia. Hello from Oman. Hi, Bangladesh, Colombia. All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're calling in from. Hello, hello. Yes, please write in the chat. Can you hear and see me okay? I think so far we can hear and see me. As you come in, just write in the chat, where are you from? Again, my name is Tutor Nicole, and I'm from the United States. Where are you from? Okay. Okay. All good. Awesome. Okay, very good. Well, so today, Cambly learners, we are going to be learning about clipping and blending words. Okay, so if you ever need a reference in this lesson, I have some posters back here about blending and clipping if you need a quick reference to see what they are and what they mean. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So, clipping. Clipping is when you drop a syllable or you shorten a word by dropping a syllable or more from it. There are 3 different types of clipping. You can clip the beginning, middle, or the end of a word. Okay, so there's something called back clipping. Back clipping is when you drop or you cut off the end of a word. So, for example, if your word is advertisement, you would drop vertisement and it would just become ad. The reason that we do clipping is just to shorten words, and it's kind of like a lazy way for us to get a word across. Okay, so instead of saying advertisement, which is 4 syllables, we could just say ad, which is 1 syllable. But they both mean the same thing. Okay, so I have 2 examples for us today of what clipping looks like. The first one is spec. The real word is speculation, but if you see here, all they did is they clipped the very end and created a new word called spec. Another example, veteran, someone that has fought in war or someone that has been in the army. You can clip the end, and it just becomes vet. Okay, so these words mean the same thing. It's just an easier and shorter way to say that word. Okay? If you can think of an example of clipping a word, you may go ahead and write that in the chat. I'd love to see what words we already know. Okay? And while we do that, there are 3 different examples of clipping. Okay? So we have back clipping, fore clipping, and middle clipping. Back clipping is when you drop the end of a word and you shorten it to make just the very beginning a new word. Fore clipping is when we clip the front of the word. For example, we have here telephone. We get rid of tele and it becomes phone. Middle clipping is when we clip the beginning and the end, and all we have left is the middle. So here my example is influenza. We get rid of the in and enza, and it just becomes flu. Okay, so that's middle clipping. I see here that we already have some examples out, which is great. I see someone has lab. The real word would be laboratory. Exam for examination. Photo for photograph. Okay. And I also see someone said that earlier when I talked about vet for veteran, it could be confused with veterinarian. And that is true. It just depends on the context that you use vet. Okay? Awesome job, you guys. So the first thing we're going to learn about today is back clipping. Okay? So back clipping is when the beginning is retained. So that means the beginning is left alone and the end is clipped or it is dropped. Okay, so here is an example. I have advertisement and all I kept here was ad. So I got rid of vertisement and it became ad. Okay? The reason we do this is just to shorten the word. Advertisement for versus just one syllable for ad. Okay. Another one, we have doc. The complete word would be doctor, but you can also use the word doc just to shorten it and make things a little easier. Okay. Another one, we have exam, created out of examination. We have gas from gasoline, and pop from popular. Okay. I see another person gave an example of math or maths instead of mathematics. That would be a good example of back clipping. Very good. Awesome. Yeah, another example, introduction. You back clip introduction to make it intro. Very good. Thank you for that example. Yeah, you also have document, and you could just create doc. Good. Okay. Here are a few more examples that I have of back clipping. We have cable for cablegram, gym for gymnasium, or it could also be from gymnastics. We have pub from public house, memo, memorandum, and fax, facsimile. This one's a little hard for me to pronounce. Okay? I love that you guys are writing examples. This is great. Okay, good. Now we are going to move on to fore clipping. Fore clipping is the final part is retained or it's left alone, and the beginning part is clipped. So here, for example, we have telephone. I went ahead and I clipped tele and I left phone to make it phone. They both mean the same thing. It's just an easier way to say telephone. Okay, very good. Now, an example that I have is shoot. The real word here would be parachute. We just left shoot and got rid of para. They mean the same thing. Okay, the next one, coon. Raccoon. Okay. Gator for alligator. A lot of the time you will hear someone say gator instead of alligator. Okay, so gator is 2 syllables, alligator is 4. So it just makes it easier to say. And then lastly, we have phone versus telephone. Okay, I love that you guys are writing examples in here. They're all really great. Yeah, so if you need to look at some more examples, everyone has some really great ones here in the chat. So thank you. Okay, last but not least, we're going to move on to middle clipping. Middle clipping is when the middle part is retained or it's left alone, and the beginning and end are clipped or they are dropped. So here I have a graphic. Here's influenza. We got rid of the back and the front, and we just kept the middle, which is flu. Okay, so influenza versus just flu. It's a lot easier to say flu, right? Okay, but they're both the same. They both work just fine. So here I have 2 examples. I have flu for influenza, and I also have fridge for refrigerator. Now you see refrigerator changes a little bit. They just put a D in for fridge. Okay, so we dropped re and ater. Okay. Okay, so some people are asking questions about like loo for toilet. Is there a connection with clipping? I don't think necessarily because I don't see anything like toy or let in it, but that is a good question. Okay, good. Let's see. Yeah, gasoline for gas. Documents, doc. I saw earlier someone said Instagram. We could just call it Insta. I hear that all the time. So yeah, that's really great. Okay, so we're gonna have a little clipping quiz. Are you guys ready? Okay, so how would you clip the word advertisement to make it easier? What would the clipped version of advertisement be? Would it be vertisement? Would it be ver? Would it be ad? Very good. Okay. Yes, you guys got it right. The word is ad. Awesome job. And that, my friends, would be back clipping. So we back clipped the word and we just left the very first 2 words. Next one, how would we clip telephone? What is another way to say telephone? Okay, so this is, you rarely will hear someone say telephone. You'll hear the clipped version instead. Okay, good. Yes, everyone is saying phone and you are correct. Very good job. So it's just so much easier to say, someone is calling me on my phone versus someone is calling me on my telephone. Okay? Very good. Next one, we have photograph. How would we clip photograph? Would we call it graph? Would we call it photo? Or would we leave the middle? Okay, very good. I see people are saying photo and you are correct. Okay. Again, I think the reason we decided to clip the word photograph is that it was just a mouthful. It was harder to say than just photo. And so that's the reason that word was clipped. And it caught on, and it's a lot more common than photograph. Very good. Next one, we have laboratory. How would we clip laboratory? How would we clip laboratory? Would we make it lab? Would we make it bruh? Would we make it Tory? Very good. People are saying lab, and you are correct. Great job, guys. That would be lab. Laboratory, 4 syllables. Lab is just 1. It's an easier way to say laboratory. Okay, I just have a few more here for you guys. What's another way we could say cafeteria? How could we say cafeteria? So for example, I am going to eat lunch in the cafeteria today. Very good, guys. You could also say cafe. I will eat in the cafe today. Fantastic. Okay, now it's going to get a little more challenging. I'm going to give you the clipped version, and you are going to tell me what the full or complete word would be. So, what would be the complete word for gas? Does anybody know the full word or the complete word for gas? Very good. Fantastic. Yes, it is gasoline. Okay, so here, that is back clipping. We got rid of Olean and we just made it gas. So great job. Okay, it looks like we just have a few more. My next word for you guys is flu. What is the full word for flu? This is a middle clipping word. What would be the full word for flu? Very good. It is influenza. Influenza. Okay, so rather than saying, oh no, I have to get my shot for the influenza, you could just say, I have to get my flu shot. Okay. Next word, plane. What is the full word for plane? Would it be, I'll give you a hint for plane. Plane is 4 clippings, so the front part is clipped. Very good. Yes, you got it. It is aeroplane. Aeroplane. Another word for plane is airplane, but very good. Okay, so now I would like us to create sentences using our clipped words. So you may choose either to use flew, phone, or add in a sentence. Okay, so write in the chat, either using the example flew, phone, or add in a sentence. You could do all 3, or you could just do one example. Okay, my example is, did somebody just call me on my phone? Okay, I see an example. Someone said, I got the flu last week. Good. Someone was calling me on my phone. I saw the ad on Insta. Okay, you used 2 clipping words. That was great. Oh, I saw an ad for the flu shot. Very good. We used 2 clipping words. Very good. I love your examples. Yesterday, I called my mother on her phone. I saw an ad about Cambly on the TV. Very good. Oh, someone used 3. I use my phone every day for viewing ads that prevents the flu. Great, you used 3 examples there. Awesome. Thank you so much for participating and writing some example sentences. We all did super great, so thank you. Okay, are we ready to move on to blending words? Yes? Okay, so Blending words is when you blend or morph together two or more words. Okay? And when you do this, you create a new word. Just like here with clipping, you create a new word with blending. So here I have some examples of blending some words together. And it only works for some certain words. It doesn't work for everything. So my biggest example, the one that I love the most, is blending breakfast with lunch. So we dropped breakfast and we dropped the L in lunch to create a new word, which is brunch. Okay, so we do a little bit of clipping to create a blended word. So here I have some more examples of blending words. And I see someone says that blending is more creative than clipping. It is. It's a little more complex because you have to clip words and you have to find a way for the words to kind of blend together to sound good and to make sense. So yeah, very good. So here's some examples. The first one I have is brunch, and that is breakfast plus lunch. You see I'll underline the letters that they use to create the new word. Okay. The next one is camcorder. They use camera, so they use cam and recorder. You see that there's a lot of clipping going on here. Okay, emoticon, or like an emoji, they use emote plus icon. Down here, motel, a motel is a motor car plus a hotel. Oh, has anyone ever used a spork? I grew up using sporks to eat my lunch in school all the time because it is a spoon and a fork. And so they created the word spork. Spork is a really great tool to have. So you'll see that they just kept the S and did orc. Now, I see that someone asked, how would we say lunch and dinner? How could we blend that? So the way that I like to blend that is by creating the word linner. So I kept the L in lunch, and I kept inner in dinner, and I just made it linner. Okay? Now, some more examples that I have for us is workaholic. This is someone that works way too much. So they do work and alcoholic to make workaholic. Now, you can use aholic for a lot of things. Someone that loves to shop would be shopaholic. Okay? Very good. Another example, smog, that is smoke plus fog. And we also have globish. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. That is global English. We're all here to speak and learn English together globally, and that would be called globish. Okay? Yeah, another word that you could use is sleepaholic. You love to sleep. That's great. Good. I love that you guys are creating your own blended words. Very good. Oh, someone used hair plus band to create hairband. That's also great. Awesome job. Okay, I have a few more words that we can blend. So here is high tech. That is high technology. We have here Medicare. That is medical care. We also have telethon, which is called television marathon. So when you sit there and you watch 9 episodes in a row, you are having a telethon. That's a TV marathon. I have had very many telethons in quarantine. The next one, smash. That is smack plus smash. Okay? Very good. So we're going to move on to a blending words quiz. Okay? How would you blend the words breakfast plus lunch? Okay, if you are having something between breakfast and lunch, what would that be called? Very good. Okay, that is brunch. Today, I am going to have brunch because I'm going to have breakfast and lunch together at about 11 a.m. So that would be called brunch. Will you or have you ever had brunch or dinner before? Brunch, very good. Okay, this is a fun one. Gigantic plus enormous. Does anyone know what the blended word would be for gigantic plus enormous? This is to describe something that is really, really big. Okay, don't be afraid to guess. Okay, very good. We're all very close. So I use this word a lot to describe something that's really big, and I call it ginormous. Okay, it's the biggest building you've ever seen. It is ginormous. Okay, we have some great guesses here. Very good job. Ginormous. Good job. Okay, so this is my favorite kind of TV, and it is romantic comedy. How could we blend romantic comedy? It's a genre. So when something is funny, but it's also romantic, what would that genre be called? If you have Netflix or Hulu, you might see this word in a category. Okay, I see someone has said romedy. We've also had rom-com. Romedy could work. I like the creativity, but what I call it is rom-com. Okay, rom-com, romantic comedy. But romedy would also work. That's good. Good, romedy. Next one, let's blend the words fantastic and fabulous. So when I find a dress that looks amazing, I would call something this word, fantastic plus fabulous. Okay, very good. I see that someone said fantabulous, and you are correct. It is fantabulous. Fantastic and fabulous. Fantabulous. Good. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about this one. How could we blend lunch plus dinner? Lunch plus dinner. Remember, we have to clip and blend. So we have to clip part of the word and blend it. Very good. I have the same thing, and that is dinner. Have you ever had dinner before? If you have had dinner, just write in the chat. Very good. Dinner. Okay, so we're going to move on. I have a few more for us. How could we do vegetable plus burger? Vegetable plus burger. So if you don't want to eat a burger that has meat, you could ask for a vegetable burger. But how would we blend this word? How could we blend vegetable burger? Vegetable burger. Okay. Very good. So there's two different ways to say this. You could say veggie burger, or you could say veg burger. Okay? Veggie burger or veg burger. Very good. Now, last one. How could we blend smoke plus fog? Remember, we have to clip part of the word and blend it all together. So when it's smoky outside and it's foggy, how could we blend that to make it one word? Very good. Yes, we would create the word smog. Okay, and smog is a real word. We just blended those two different words together to create a new one. Okay, smog. So we kept the S and we kept OG, SM and then OG, and that creates smog. Very good. Now we are going to do a little bit of sentence practice with our blending words. So what I would like you to do is create at least one example sentence. You could create 3 sentences, but you are going to use one of these blended words in a sentence, okay? So for example, would you like to go out for brunch with me today? That could be an example sentence. So try to create one, and you could do more practice and create 3 sentences, okay? Let's see what we come up with. I had brunch with my friends. I will have brunch at 8 o'clock. I ate brunch. I don't like smog. Oh, today your class is fantabulous. Thank you for the compliment. I see someone said at brunch we had a fantabulous meal. That is great. I had a fantabulous brunch in smog. That's very creative. Smog is dangerous. Okay. If I can have a brunch without smog, it would be fantabulous. Thank you. These are great examples, everybody. Give me a virtual high five. Good job. Okay, so now what we're going to do for the last part of class is I'm going to have you identify some of the blended or clipped words. There may be one word or there may be more than one. Okay? So please identify a clipped or blended word. So, did you see the ad in the newspaper? It's 50% off of tissues. Where would you see, just write in the chat, where would you see either a clipped or blended word? Did you see the ad in the newspaper? Okay, very good. So, ad, and it is a clipped word. You got that correct. Great job. Remember, ad is back clipping. It got rid of the back and just kept ad. Let's do another one. So please identify the blended or clipped word. It's almost 11 a.m. Should we just go out for brunch instead? Where is the blended or clipped word? And is the word a blended word or is it a clipped word? Okay. Very good. Yes. So the word is brunch and it is blended. Great job. Fantastic. Or fantabulous job, everybody. Fantabulous. Okay. Next one. Did you call? Sorry, I left my phone at work. Okay, so which is the word that is blended or clipped? And what is it? Is it blended? Is it clipped? Did you call? Sorry, I left my phone at work. Very good. The word is phone, and it is clipped. So it's for clipping. It got rid of the telephone and it created phone. Okay, we just have a few more. This one's fun. There's two. So please identify the two. My example is, did you see how big that plane was? It was ginormous. Okay. So, where are the two words? Can you identify them? Okay, yes, someone found the first word, and that is ginormous. Ginormous is a blended word, gigantic and enormous. And there's also plane. That would have been aeroplane, and it clipped arrow to create just plane. Very good. Awesome work, class. Okay, so next one. We just have two left. And it says, my favorite genre on TV is probably rom-com. It makes me laugh so much. Where is the clipped or blended word? And is it clipped or is it blended? Go ahead and identify the word in my sentence. Very good. It is rom-com, and that is blended. The real or complete word would be romantic comedy. Awesome job. Okay. Last one, class. It says that dress is my fave. It is so cute. I will look fantabulous. So there's actually two examples in this sentence. Can you find the two examples? Okay, good. Fave and fantabulous. So fave is clipped. What would the real word be for fave? Okay, so fave is short or clipped for favorite, and fantabulous is blended. Very good. You guys are great at this. I'm very impressed. All right, well, do you have any questions about blending or clipping? If you have any questions, just write in the chat. I would be happy to answer any of the questions you have. But we did so good today, class. You guys did great. Some of you asked to zoom into the board. I can get a little closer. So I'll wait for a few questions, but while I wait, I just want to explain real quick. If you are new to Cambly, Cambly is an online platform where you can learn English, you can practice your English with native speakers from around the world. You can go on Cambly at any time in the day and be connected immediately with a tutor. I am a tutor on Cambly. If you want to book a class with me, you can just click the link below. And there are thousands of tutors that you can choose from on Cambly. We help with business English, conversation, prepping for exams, anything that you need, we are here for you. But if you do not have a Cambly account already or you want a new subscription, I have a discount for you today. And the promo code is GOLIVE. And this will save you 36% off of your yearly subscriptions. So you may click the link below once this video is posted, and that will take you to get 36% off. You could also book a lesson with me in the link below, okay? Or you could go to cambly.com and type in Go Live to get your discount. So that is totally up to you. You can use Go Live for your promo code for 36% off of your yearly subscriptions, or you can click the link below. Now, if you joined maybe halfway through and you want to watch the complete video, don't worry, because you can go back and you can watch my video or my lesson again. This will be posted after our live session ends. And we will have a live session every Sunday at this time. Okay? So, thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, just write in the comments and we will help you. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, and thank you for tuning in. Okay? Bye, everybody. See you next time. Bye. Thank you.